Hey everybody, welcome back to the Shamrock, aka my garage. Hey, I wanted to go over. I was thinking about this the other day. Mom and I were talking about scaling to be bigger than just casual eBay. Just being a casual eBay seller, but really trying to turn it into an actual business. And I wrote down 10 things that I wish I had learned when I first started. If somebody would have told me, this would have helped out a lot. And want to go through them with you guys. The first one on my list was create an inventory system. If you're going to do 10 or 20, 30 things to sell, then inventory system is not that big. If you're planning on turning into a business, just start fresh out. Even if you got like a closet and you've only got 2 shelves, label those shelves, make them A and B, whatever. Because what's going to happen is as you start to grow and you start buying more stuff, it's going to start accumulating and you're going to start piling it up. And then it's going to the point where it's all piled up and you're like digging through and moving pieces to find pieces. And things will get broke, things will get lost, and just a pain. And then the next step is you're going to move it to another place, maybe a bedroom. So now you're going to need shelves or you're going to throw it all on the floor. And the more and more you accumulate without an inventory system, the harder and harder it gets. Then you're going to go back when you decide to put in shelves and you decide to finally go, oh, I've got 300 items. I need to make an inventory system. Now you got to go back to 300 listings and you've got to put in your new inventory system. So I tell you right now, and just do an inventory system up front and punch them in that way. And oh, lady's walking her dog. Anyway, just do an inventory system up front. Put A and B, and then when you go to shelves, put the A's on one, B's and C's. And you can always, if you decide to do a number system and you had A's on a shelf, you could always put shelf 1 and then in parentheses put A or something. That way you don't have to change all your listings. And that's number one. I definitely do that. Next one's a big one. Learn sell-through rate. And if you're new and you don't know what sell-through rate is go on there and look up an item. Let's say lava lamp. Punch on there, look up your lava lamp. It'll show you how many are listed. You can do it on a computer. You can do it on a laptop or on the phone also. Punch in. If you do filter, you'll see how many is listed and all that on the phone. But punch it in and it goes, I'm going to use round numbers. Let's say there's 100 lava lamps listed. And then you're going to go to your filters, go to sold items, and make sure you do used or new, whatever you're selling. And see how many have sold in the last 90 days. So if 50 have sold in the last 90 days, that means half of the inventory that's on eBay right now is selling every 90 days. So that's a pretty good sell-through rate. The higher the sell-through rate, the better. And so you kind of take that in and look and see what's your selling time. Are you wanting everything sold in 90 days? Or you want to wait a year, 2 years, 3 years? The longer you go in time, the less important is the sell-through rate. If you're 90 days, you want to sell everything in 90 days, then you better have a super high sell-through rate, like 80, 90, 100%. So that's the way to. The reason I'm telling you to do that is because people just go out there and they just buy and buy and buy, and then they buy a whole bunch of junk, which we did at one time, and now you got to purge all this junk because it's not selling and it's taking up real estate. And if you're like me, you got your garage. So I could probably put, I'm going to guess I could put, if I had just clothing, I could put 4,000 pieces in here. If clothing and hard goods, I could probably get 2,500, 3,000. So once that fills up, you better sell something. So if it's going to sit for 2 or 3 years, then either you donate and get rid of it or you buy things. But sell-through rate's real important. That'll teach you what sells, what doesn't, and it kind of gives you a baseline, and that way you can a lot of times I see stuff that I think is going to sell, and then I go look up sell-through rate, and I'm like, not selling. So, yeah, sell-through rate's super important, especially as you scale. Shipping fees, that's something that took me a while to learn. When you are, when I some people do this different, but when I look at shipping, and I will literally weigh it. Uh, as I'm doing my listing, I'll weigh the item, and then I literally take a measuring tape. I like the ones that the tailors, I think that's what they call them, tailors, they use. They're easy to work with, but I'll measure the length, width, and what is height, length, width, and height. Yeah, and that'll give me an idea. If it's a real heavy item, I might add 1 inch to each, and if it's weight, I might add a pound to it. If it's a big heavy thing like a VCR or something. Normal stuff, I won't. I just, if it's a shirt, 8 ounces, it's probably going to be 8 ounces because I'm going to throw it in a poly bag. So that'll help you keep from getting burned on shipping. They pay you $10 and shipping's $18. You've lost some money, so you don't want to deal with that. Next thing, sourcing. This can vary just depending on whoever you're with or where you live. Where I'm at, Florida Gator stuff's big. Clothes. I can find a lot of beach stuff, because we live by the ocean. So kind of learn what's popular in your area. My hands get sore. Sorry, guys. Yeah, learn what's popular in your area. For me, there's a lot of beach stuff. If you live in Wisconsin, there might not be any beach stuff, but you guys might have all kinds of hockey stuff and winter stuff, and I don't have that down here. So when you're learning sourcing, you're trying to figure out what scale, you've got to look and see what is plentiful. If you're going to sell lava lamps and that's it, and you can only find 1 lava lamp every month, you're probably not going to make a lot of money because you ain't going to find a lot of inventory. So your inventory, what you're selling, needs to match what you can find. If you live right next to a Star Wars factory and you could buy Star Wars all day, you might want to be a Star Wars person, and sell all the Star Wars. So that might help you narrow down your niche. A lot of people sell diverse, which I'm kind of a hybrid. I'm leaning towards clothing, but I sell toys. I sell a lot of stuff. The only problem with that is you've got to constantly have different size boxes on site, and that makes it kind of slow, especially like I used to love selling pianos, like the keyboards, but they take 30 minutes to wrap, and I don't want to spend 30 minutes to make $15. I can go do a shirt and make $10 and throw it in a bag in 30 seconds. So speed and boxing and all that makes a difference. So source what's popular in your area that you can do and make a lot of money, and you can constantly get more inventory. So next is packaging your shipments. This doesn't apply to certain things, but certain things it does. Like clothing, I'm not worried about. I'm going to put it in a poly bag, ship it. It's not going to get broken. VCRs, stuff like that, you better make sure they're packaged well so they don't get damaged. Glass. If you're doing something with fragile, that's like figurines or glass items, I'll bubble wrap those and put them in a box, and then I'll bubble wrap that box and put it in another box. That'll teach you about, that helps you learn about glass and fragile items. And I try not to sell a lot of fragile items, but occasionally you come across one. You might as well learn to box them up and do it right, because the worst thing you can get is the client gets it, or the buyer gets it, and he goes, oh, it's broken. Now you've lost shipping, you've lost the item, you've lost the profit, you've lost everything. So just wrap it correctly. Next one is description. If an item has like a scratch on it or a bent piece, I will take a picture of it and I'll point a pin at it. That way they know, hey, I'm pointing a pin at something. What am I pointing at? That way they can kind of look. I also write in the description like damaged quarter on a board game box. And I'll have a picture with that thing pointed at it. And just put in there, my descriptions, they have AI where it goes. The AI will make up them, or some people write in there. Amazing VCR, has dual play and all this, and perfect favorite for the family. I just don't believe in that. I think people don't really care about that. They just want to know. They look at, is it working? And it says in the description, working VCR, has a scratch on the top. If you kind of point out the flaws and you let them know that it's working, those are big things. Same thing with t-shirts. clothing. If you got a stain on it, point out there's a stain on the corner of the sleeve and have a picture and point at it. That's what people are looking for. Titles. This is plays a big thing. Look on eBay. eBay will literally tell you on titles. It will literally tell you what order to put them in, and I would suggest sticking to that. Like with women's clothes, I have to look again, but I think it's the brand name, what kind of thing is a sleeveless shirt, something like that, and then men's or women's, and then size and color, and I think that's the order if I remember right. But look and see what your item you're selling, if it's toys or whatever, and it'll literally kind of tell you what order to put all those in. When the algorithms are running, that makes a big difference on how the algorithm, because you want the algorithm of eBay to match the item to the person looking for. If the person puts it all in that order and you're matched to it, you're going to get best match, and it's going to pop you to the top, and that's what you want. You want people to see it. You don't want to be on page 4 because nobody remembers the vice president or the vice president of 14 years ago. They're not gonna look at your listing if it's 6 pages back. They just ain't gonna do it. So, item specifics. I used to skip this. I used to not do it, but item specific, fill out as much as you can. The more detailed in there in the algorithms, the more, or more detailed in the categories there, the more the algorithm is going to pick that. And so I used to skip some of that, but I don't now. I try to. You don't have to put all of it, but learn what you need and put as much in there you can. So here's a big one that took me a while, and I'm going to tell you this right now. There's a lot of people don't believe this, but I've tested it probably 10, 15 times, and it's just by not doing it and then redoing it. Be consistent. If you're going to list 5 a day, list 5 a day. List 5 on Saturday, list 5 on Sunday. If you don't want to list on 5 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday, then list 5 during the week and put 10 in a draft bank and save them for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday gets here, hit publish 5, wait for Sunday, hit publish 5. Consistency with the algorithms will literally, you'll watch your sales jump. Every time you start listing and you consistently list, it will jump. If you stop listing, it will drop. And there's a lot of people that think that's voodoo talk and all that, but I don't know. I've did it for years, and every time I start listing more and more, my sales go up. So common sense would be list as many as you can each day consistently, and you would have more and more sales, but you can only do so many a day. And last on the thing is pick your niche. Pick what you enjoy doing. Pick, like I said earlier, pick what is plentiful in your area, something that you enjoy selling and you don't mind spending time listing. Nobody wants to list, but I'm listing clothes. Do I enjoy clothes? They're okay. I mean, they're not my favorite. I would rather list toys all the time, but clothes are a lot more consistent than the toys I'm looking for here. So I'm doing the clothes more of the business side, but I'll still do the toys on the side. But yeah, it's just find something you enjoy listing and stuff, and try to do it. But again, you got to find stuff that's plentiful. So, if, G.I. Joes are your thing, but you can't find any G.I. Joes in your area, then you need to look somewhere else. Find something different, Toys are everywhere. Clothes are everywhere for us. So that's why I stay into it. There's other stuff that are big, but I don't want to ship them. I don't want to ship surfboards. I don't want to ship, camping stuff. We got camping stuff out the butt down here. But I don't feel like rolling up a tent and sending it and all that. The main things I think you should look for when you're shipping things is, or listing is, how easy does it get broke? That's a big one. How fast can I put it in a box and ship it? Is it going to take a half hour to an hour to wrap one package? If that's the case, you need to sell 20 a day and it takes you a half hour to wrap a package, you're going to spend 10 hours doing shipping. And that's not working. That's not a sustainable business, because you spend 10 hours shipping and then you got to spend 3-4 hours listing, and you still got to go source. So that ain't working. You got to find something that's consistent across that's sustainable. But also black. I don't do glass. A lot of people sell glass jars and stuff. I'm not good at wrapping them that way. I don't get them broke a lot, but it just bothers me. I don't want to put glass up in things, you know, and worry about them getting fragile and broken. I just don't want to do that. So, but if that's your thing, then learn how to wrap them and put them in. You'll probably be in a smaller market anyway. So, anyway, I hope that helps everybody. It took me a long time to figure that out. I watched a lot of videos, but there wasn't a lot of videos on what not to do. It was more on videos like, go out now, you know, and find. When I started, it was mugs. Go out and buy these mugs, and you know, so I just went out and bought mugs after left and right, and then I realized 9 out of 10 of the mugs didn't sell, you know, so it was kind of like learn, you know, you self-taught, but hopefully those things will help the beginners out there, and maybe some of the people that have been doing this for a while. Scaling into a business takes a lot more thought than just going out and putting some things on eBay. So, all right, guys, hope that helps you. I gotta go do my shipment, so later.